What is up, everyone? Welcome to count 'em, three brothers in a shot of milk. Maybe two, don't matter, but we're three brothers in a shot of milk. Got your boy, Chris St. Victor. I got my white brother over here, Jack. I got my light-skinned brother down here, Rich. And we're here just talking about the things you love. Comic books, toys, TV, movies, video games, action figures, anime, and more. Did I
You
hit
got
it
it all
all?
in there
I
today.
look, it's like we've been doing this for 2 years.
Wow.
Almost like we've been doing this for 2 years. So before we get started, gentlemen, how's your weeks? What are you watching? What are you reading? What are you playing? What is the deal?
Well, I'm a little under the weather this week. I did a lot of work, and then the second the work was kind of like concluded, my body was like,
Nope.
"Nah, you're mine."
Remember you're 40? Yep.
So it's just turned. So so I'm going through that this weekend. Apparently, great, thanks. But I watched Acolyte, caught up on that. Called it. Spoiler alert! If you're following us, called it. And caught up on Superman, which I'm enjoying. Superman's good stuff. I need to catch up on The Boys.
Yeah. I haven't gone back to Superman, but I haven't watched Acolyte either.
I also started watching. There's a anime Suicide Squad that dropped on HBO.
HBO Max, I saw that.
Did you watch it?
Of course not. Of course not. Jack. Anime.
It's subtitled, so I mean it's straight. It's odd, man. The Joker's like drives his car by playing the piano. I'm sitting here, yeah. It's a little. It's definitely anime. It's anime.
It's anime.
So
Rich, what about you? How you doing, man?
You know, unlike you heathens, I'm watching some great anime. Okay.
Wow.
My Hero Academia, if you're not into it, I don't know what is wrong with you. Get a grip on your whole entire life.
And
also, Kaiju number 8. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? I know Lawrence is probably not caught up because the last 2 episodes, or the most recent 2 episodes, are subbed, but still freaking great. Y'all need to get into it.
Where can you catch Kaiju?
No, Crunchyroll.
It's just Crunchyroll?
Crunchyroll,
which is the one that what's Lars watching where the guy where she catches the sword in her butt?
I have no idea. I've seen that. That's like a meme going around.
Yeah, that's old too.
Yeah.
There's nothing new about that.
Yeah.
The old catching the sword in your butt trick.
Yep.
Your butt, your boobs. I mean, come on, listen. What are we talking about? Smiling Friends, that's on HBO Max. That's like a little weird, kind of dark comedy. Actually, yeah, dark and weird.
It looks
comedy.
weird. I saw the preview for it during Superman.
Yeah.
Like this looks like you gotta be a little bit under the influence to enjoy it.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm completely sober watching now, and I enjoy it.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I said, it's weird, dark comedy, and it's right up my alley.
Wait,
Smiling Friends.
It's called Smiling Friends?
It's called Smiling Friends, yeah.
It's good?
I like it. I'm not gonna tell you it's good. I enjoy it. All right. I know everyone here got different taste buds and whatnot, so I enjoy it.
So it's real messed up, huh?
It's it gets there.
Is it pervy?
It's not. No, it's not pervy. No, it's not pervy. It just gets kind of dark and twisted at times. It's pretty much it's an agency called Smiling Friends, and their job is to go out and make people smile. And they will not leave you alone until you smile. And sometimes it goes down a dark route before that person actually starts smiling.
Is it live action?
No, it's animated. It's animated. Just weird animation. But yeah. Been rocking Call of Duty. Obviously, Warzone's catch some dubs last night. What we talking about? Diablo Season 4. I'm up to 3 characters in this season now. And Callisto Protocol. I just started. It's free on Game Pass, and I was like, let me start playing this. I didn't get too far into it though. Oh, and I watched The Quiet Place day 1. Nah, they should have just streamed this thing. They shouldn't even have made this a movie.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If they did, they should have did. I don't know if y'all watched the second one, but
yes,
the black guy, I keep forgetting his name. The African dude, he was on Biker Boys. What is that?
Yeah.
You said African Robotic. That's you right.
Robotic, yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Desmond, who or something like
Is it
that.
Desmond? That's how you pronounce
It
it.
has like there's a lot of consonants after that D. I don't know
Yeah,
what that is.
yeah. Well, either way, they should have followed him. They should have made it. They should have made this about him and his family and the struggles that he was going through to get to a safe place or get to that island. We saw him in part two. That would have made
Right.
more sense as opposed to what they did here. Like, I'm just saying, they should have just streamed this thing. But you know what? That's just me, and I am an asshole.
You
So
said you
there we
almost
go.
walked out, right?
I almost walked out. I almost walked out. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, what is this crap? She was not, this woman was not likable. Like she was going through some stuff, understandable. She might have had cancer or some type of disease that was killing her, but she was not a likable character.
That's too bad. She's a really great actress.
Yeah, she was a jerk. I'm like, wow, what? And yeah, anyway. And the whole plot line just didn't make sense. I'm not going to ruin it for y'all, even though I should, because it's that bad. Anyway, that's about it.
All right, let's go to
the
comments.
Chris, how was your week?
What about your week, Chris?
Well, my week was good. I beat Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Oh.
So that was
why you got that crispy lineup? Yeah.
Yeah, I finally got a cut. Thank you.
Okay.
And then that's it, man. That's it. Just working, trying to make that money, so I can afford this lavish lifestyle of all these toys.
Okay.
Wow. Where's that?
So let's see. We got some comments. Everyone's it looks like the same crew is here. Etc. says whoop whoop.
ETC.
What up?
What's up?
Desiree says hello everyone. What's going on?
Hello.
Send a picture of your Lego art. That's right up my alley.
Oh, did you?
Up your alley?
Oh yeah, that Lego art is fire. She does.
He likes it right up his alley too.
I mean, hey, don't king shame me.
What you do on your free time?
What I do on my free time is my business.
You and Viv do in the bedroom is your thing, all right?
Exactly.
Can we talk about the new Superman suit for a minute?
Yes. Okay. Speaking of that, perfect. The new Superman suit stinks. Should we wait for the news, or should we just talk about it right now? Because
no, let's talk about it right now. I mean, we're on it.
You're absolutely wrong. Sorry, bro. We like you.
You know what? He's not absolutely wrong. He's kind of right about a couple things. One, I'll say this: it's the brightest Superman suit we've had in the longest time. So I like that. You got an S on the back, and I'm totally digging that.
There you go.
I just cannot.
And
and you got trunks, yeah. And they're kind of real old school retro looking, which I can get behind that. The suit's a little baggy, but I'm like, okay, I guess.
So wait, let me time out on the bagginess of the suit. And I said this to Etc. when he Etc. messaged this to us earlier in the week. I don't think they can make the suit without having those imperfections, and I think they'll take that out in post. Because there's no way the suit's gonna be as tight and as perfect. Even Cavill's suit, I guarantee it wasn't tight and perfect like that.
But the biggest problem with it is the S that they've chosen. It really just looks like it looks like the Ghostbuster symbol going through his chest. It's literally a line they've chosen, and what's odd about that is it's so specific in the comics, that particular style S, why it came out of the storyline, what it represented, why he was wearing it at the time, and for them to make this their flagship Superman's S is kind of odd to me. I mean, that's my biggest gripe with it. Otherwise, I think it can work. It's New 52 inspired. It's got like some of that stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Piece. I'm digging it.
The neck is high, which is odd for Superman. I don't like that either. I am a traditionalist in that.
Exposed a little bit, you know.
A little bit.
Get a little bit of that seduction zone there, you know.
Right. It's Superman, not super. I'm in a neoprene rubber. We're gonna take a swim in the ocean suit. You know.
That's true.
Okay.
Anyway, I kind of agree. There are some things that are a little. I like it. I think I have to see it in motion. Right off the bat, though, the S on his chest is like, you got all the money in the world, all the resources in the world, and that's the choice you make? I don't get it.
It's something different. All right, but fair enough.
I don't get it. And the other thing about it is it is not a suit that his mom made, right? His mom not going to make that S. I'm sorry, she's not. So it's clearly Kryptonian. They're going that route. And if it is Kryptonian, that means it's not really likely that it's going to upgrade over time, right? It just kind of is what it is. It's Kryptonian tech, it's Kryptonian suits, Kryptonian wardrobe. If it was homemade, then the thing can evolve and change, and who gives a rip what S
I
uses?
mean, he's rocking the trunks. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens, Jack. We will see.
All right, who else is in the chat?
Crystal says A Quiet Place is definitely stream worthy.
Yes. Straight to stream.
Kai Alaska is all up in this house.
I'm here, but she hears.
Yeah, she does. Etc. Grizzly S stinks. C23 says, "What up?"
Yeah.
What's going on? C23. What's this name?
Etc. said, "Looks like a motocross outfit."
Right.
That's right. I agree with Etc. The S is completely wrong.
Right.
And Pop Johnson just says Superman. All right. Well, very interesting weeks. Very interesting takes on the new suit. I mean, let's see what happens. I can cross that off my list for the news. But now, let's turn to our robot overlords. And let's see what they have for us for a joke, shall we?
Boy, Chris is hosting when it's...
Sure.
We got to go to the robot overlords.
Yeah, come on.
Alexa, tell me a joke about Game of Thrones.
Robot.
Even Alexa doesn't think it's funny.
I know. Alexa, tell me a joke about Game of Thrones. Are you not working, Alexa?
Wow.
Now what are we going to do? I'll be lost without my... Let me go to my other robot overlord. Hold on.
While you're figuring that out, ETC says, did you see Clark Kent? Talk about joke. Now, it is interesting. They give him curly hair for the first time in ever, but he's Jewish inspired, so he might have some curly hair. I mean, his whole head is S curls.
he got the kid.
What?
But it's an interesting... You didn't see it?
I did not.
Oh, he's got curly black hair. It's like very curly. It's poofy, curly, kind of dark hair. So like every time he goes from Superman to Clark Kent to Superman, he stops.
His hair just goes straight like
he stops to do his hair. Like,
oh man! All right, let me try Siri. Tell me a joke about Game of Thrones. Wow, everyone's letting me down. Okay, Alexa's back up. Alexa, tell me a joke about Game of Thrones.
Wow, Chris. Wow. Talk about dropping the ball, Chris. I mean,
yeah, nothing is working. What is going on? One last time. Alexa, tell me a joke about Game of Thrones.
What's the Night King's favorite breakfast cereal?
What?
Frosted Flakes.
Bran Flakes.
Bran Flakes.
It was worth the wait.
Would Frosted Flakes have been funnier?
No.
Because in the Night King, the ice dude?
Yeah. And Bran is the nemesis. Remember he took over?
Yeah, but he's an ice dude, so Frosted Flakes might be funnier. That joke's lame, man.
All of it's lame.
Let's put
all right. Let's say this train wreck of a section. Let's go straight down to the stop sign, make a left, then a quick right, cut through that old lady's house, jump the fence, and you know where that puts us at? The collector's corner.
That's right. Show and tell time.
It's show and tell time. We show stuff from our collection, stuff that's worth millions. Most likely in Jack's case, to be fair. Stuff that we make, most likely in my case. And stuff that Rich bought just for the show. So, fellas.
Most likely in Rich's case.
Fellas, what do you got? What are you showing today?
All right, let me go. So I was telling you about the my friend's Wolverine comic, right? The Hulk comic.
Yeah,
you finally got it off him?
Yeah, I wish.
For $100?
So I know this guy through Jody, who's the guy who I live with, right? And they go way back, like decades back. So they're tight.
Is he an actor too?
Jody?
No, I know Jody's an actor. I know Jody's actually Journey's been in some cool stuff.
Yeah, he's been in some cool stuff. No, his friend's not an actor.
Okay.
But when he brought the comic over to show me, Jody, of course, came up because they're boys. And Jody spent the entire time just like razzing us. You guys are so lame. You're such geeks. What is this? But even he couldn't deny how cool the comic was, right? He's like, the art is pretty cool. But he was relentless. So the last cast we did last Sunday, I get a text that I don't see until we're off, and I noticed Jody had texted me. So we go on like big nature hikes around this place. It's about a 2 point something mile loop, which is not bad, but the hills are brutal, man. To put it in perspective, Creed 2 shot their final Rocky training montage on these hills.
As you keep reminding us, yes.
That's right. Now, I only say that because while Jody's about a mile into his trek, he comes across this big plastic tub. And it's filled with comics. It's got like 200, 250 comics.
What?
Just loaded with comics.
During your hike? Like randomly?
During his I'm on the show with us, right? This is last Sunday. So he's on the hike and he sees this tub. Now, the irony of it is he had spent the whole week like razzing me and his friend about
Right. Now he needs Jack's help.
Right. So he grabs this tub though. He's intrigued because the Wolverine comics worth so much. He's intrigued like, what is this tub? So he carries it like 1.4 miles up these just treacherous hills, and he leaves it at the foot of my steps. The box is heavy, mind you. The box is exceedingly heavy. And the majority of the comics are pretty weather damaged. Like it'd been sitting outside for a while, getting rained on, and some of them had mold on it. And I start like rifling through the comics, and I'm like, yo, that's kind of cool. So this is, let me make myself.
Oh, Darkhawk. All right.
Yeah, let me make myself big. So this is Darkhawk #1.
Oh, shoot.
Right? So I had like number 7 or whatever growing up, maybe number 4. This thing's not worth that much, but it's pretty cool to have in your collection, and it's worth a little bit. And it was in surprisingly not bad condition, considering it had just been sitting outside. It had this guy in there.
Oh, the marriage.
Cool.
Oh,
the marriage, right? And there's something funny about, like, it had so many X-Men comics from the 90s, had so many Punisher comics from the 90s, and then it just had this beefy stack of Spider-Man. And the funny thing about Spider-Man comics is they tend to retain their value a little better than some other comics. Like they're popular. Spider-Man's always been popular. And so then I see this cover.
Oh.
And I go, yo, that's McFarlane. And I know this cover because this is after Spider-Man gets the black symbiote suit. This is the first time we see him back in his normal suit. And there's a twin cover of this. So this is number 301.
The twin is the one with all the webs around him, right? He's in the middle.
No, the twin is number 300. And so I'm like, damn, if 301 is here and this guy's got a deep stack of Spider-Man comics, I'm wondering if 300 is in there instantly. And yo, it was.
Oh,
yeah.
Now, how much did that worth?
Well, do you know why this is worth anything, Chris?
No.
Oh, I'm going to tell you because you're the Venom guy. It's not the first time Spider-Man puts on the black suit, but it is the first time we actually see Venom in full venomness.
Wow.
So this is the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man 300. It's the first time you see Venom, and they have their big, hey, it's time to part ways, which is why Spider-Man in the next issue is not rocking the black suit anymore because Venom comes out. And so this is your first actual full appearance of Venom. And to answer your question, how much is this comic?
Yep.
In the worst possible condition, this guy sells for should be an easy $280. As you can see, it is in good condition. I kind of did a cheap ass press of it. I just put my my workout weights on top of it for like a week, and I cleaned it up a little bit, put it in the case. So it's in good condition. In best condition, this guy runs for upwards of $9,000.
Hey,
Damn.
yeah, all right.
Right. So I took Jody out for ramen, and I told him what he had found. A pretty cool find, just to find on the street in the trash, and it was like literally 2 days away from being picked up and put in the dumpster. So
Wow.
That's
you
great.
never know what you're gonna find. If
That's either
Always dig through the trash.
someone's parent just getting rid of stuff, or maybe a scorned girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend. Yeah, I go with the latter.
one man's trash, another man's treasure. Pretty cool find though.
That's
All right.
dope.
Yeah,
That's
that was
really
dope.
dope.
I'll go next. Speaking of
Go
buying
ahead,
stuff,
yeah.
I forgot that I bought this, and I know I was told not to. Now I ain't listening, y'all. I got the Goliath and Demona Holy
Sick.
Matrimony. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, I got these two here. These two will probably never
So-
come out the box since I already
So
have.
what's different about that guy than the individuals?
Well, he has a smile. Actually, he looks a little bit lighter. No, yeah. And it's also the eyes. The eyes are so for his like his angry face. He has the whiteout eyes. His eyes, you still see his pupils and everything like that. So that, and then they come with well, you got one of Demona smiling face. Well, Demona smiling, and it's not like a sinister smile. Like it's actually a loving smile. And you got a few little accessories specifically for the the set, which would be the
Nice.
amulet. Yeah.
Very
Nice.
cool. Very cool.
Nice pickup, Rich. Yeah, we got a new person in the chat.
Who's that?
Big
Troy Collectibles. All right, what's going on, brother?
What's going on,
Nice.
Big Troy? Welcome. We talk about toys and all the stuff. Let me know what you got. Let me show what I got. I didn't make anything actually. I've been so busy traveling and stuff. But I copped these things. So I really like Batmobiles, and I really like Batmobiles from I wanted to have a Batmobile from each series. So this is the Batmobile from the Batman,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
the Hot Wheels Batmobile. So it's pretty cool. And I've got the Arkham Asylum Batmobile. And I think I have all the Batmobiles that were made, all the Hot Wheels Batmobiles that were made. I have them on my wall, and then you see I got a bunch of them back here.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's about it. Nothing too crazy.
That's
All
pretty
right,
dope.
all
How
right.
much do you pay for those?
Those are $8 a piece.
Youch!
Yeah. I wanted it though, so I just got it.
Wow. My
Yeah.
grocery store is selling Hot Wheels for like $1 every now and
So
again. Yes.
these are old, a little bit older, but I just bought, like, if you could see up here, I just bought a couple of those in the grocery store, pretty cheap.
Okay.
But you can see my Hot Wheels collection. They have the Batmobiles and a couple other ones. It's funny. The one that's like, see the one that's like a weird size, a weird card size.
Yeah.
So that one I bought in Israel, and it's weird because everything is in Hebrew, which is kind of cool to have. So
I think you showed that one. The Hebrew.
I think I did. Yeah, I think I showed it once.
Nice.
And then, and etc. says, how long have you been collecting Hot Wheels Batmobiles? Since forever, etc. Forever. I got a lot. Love them. Love them. All right. Shall we keep this party moving?
Yeah. Let's keep it pushing.
Sure. Let's do it.
Because I got some news for you guys.
What you got?
Well, hit me hard with April O'Neil. I'll tell you what I got.
I didn't. I thought you were about to say something, bro. The way you came in was different.
Continue.
I gotta keep you on your toes. Like I can't keep you getting comfortable. That's the problem.
Chris is hosting, ladies and gentlemen.
It just goes.
Always a different show when Chris is at the helm.
It just goes as it goes. So first thing I want to say is we want to do a rest in peace. The Japanese voice actor for SpongeBob, Takeshi Matsuno, he passed away at 56. Um,
56.
yeah, is he really young? I don't know why. They didn't state the reason, but they did a he did a lot of he had roles in One Piece, Inuyasha, Sailor Moon, um, Kendachi Case Files. You know that, Rich?
Think so, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that SpongeBob has been around for 20 plus years, so it's like a staple growing up for kids all over the world. So to have the voice, like we have Tom Kenny here in the States, but to have like the voice of SpongeBob pass away,
Huh.
is a big loss. So recipes is terrible.
I'll be honest with you. Never
So,
got into SpongeBob.
No, oh man, that Sweet Victory episode where they play like the rock ballad is great. Like, there's some really, really, really funny excerpts from
well, the
SpongeBob.
first season they had a lot less oversight too. They kind of had the Animaniacs thing where they just could do whatever they want. No one was really.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I dig SpongeBob. I'm a big SpongeBob. I still watch SpongeBob. It's funny. Animation news: Ghostbusters is getting a Netflix animation treatment. So they
Okay.
showed an outline of an Ecto One style car. We don't know who it's going to be, whether it's to be the original four or the new Ghostbusters, but wait to see. Let's see what happens. So Netflix is going to do. They're doing like an anime style Terminator. They're doing do Ghostbusters. Yeah. They're coming out with a Terminator, and I think Netflix is putting some money into animation. Which didn't they just pull out of all their animation projects like 6 months ago?
Yeah, they said something about
Well,
that.
all these strikes,
Yeah,
strikes.
I don't know. You know what else? You know what else we're getting? That looks
Yeah.
dope.
What else we getting?
Lanterns
Oh,
on
okay.
HBO.
On HBO, yeah.
On
When
HBO,
is that
yeah.
dropping?
Yep. So officially, we're getting a Green Lantern series, but with multiple Green Lanterns coming
Yeah.
on HBO Max. It's officially ordered. The series orders for 8 episodes, and we will see how it pans out.
It's like a space buddy cop thing with Hal
Yeah,
Jordan and John Stewart, right?
yeah. Look, I'm gonna be there for that. I'm not gonna lie. I think it could be dope. Jack, you make that face.
We'll
Tell me
see.
one time when they've gotten Green Lantern wrong.
No, look, I'm all into it. I got distracted. Someone's making smoke signals in the living room here.
One time they
I don't
got
know
Green
what they're
Lantern
trying to.
wrong. I mean,
No,
Ryan
don't answer that. I was
Reynolds.
tongue in cheek. Yeah, I was tongue in cheek.
Oh yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
San Diego Comic Con is coming. Are you going, Jack?
Well, the funny story about that. I was gonna go because the company I work with was doing a Comic Con event,
Right.
but then a company that works with the company was also doing a Comic Con event. One of the company's event is inside the building, and I said, "Hey, let me be on that job because then I'm in the building. I get the pass. I'm VIP. I can do whatever I want. I load in, and then I just got the weekend." That job went away because the industry is insane right now, and jobs are just flying out windows. And so the other job is outside. So if I went, I'd be paying, and tickets are kind of expensive. So I haven't decided yet.
Well,
That's a long way to get around to. I haven't decided yet.
okay.
Yeah, it was.
If you, yeah, well,
Sorry.
if you do decide to go, guess who's coming back to Hall H?
You?
It's no, not me. I'm in Texas. Marvel. So after being away for, I think it was after a year away, Marvel Studios has returned to Comic Con.
Nice.
Which was I felt was.
Well, they're announcing. They're actually going to announce their Avenger lineup, aren't they?
I believe so. Yeah. Look, the best experiences I've had, because I've never been to San Diego, but I used to do New York a lot. I lived in New York, and some of the best experiences I've had is when the big studios or the big comic book houses would go, and that's when you would, you'd have surprises and they'd leak stuff, and then you'd see actors and stuff like that. So it's nice to see them engage with their fans. I mean, there's no more hardcore fans than Comic Con fans.
Well, but also, in what reality does Marvel not go to Comic Con?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what happened last year, but
unfortunately, this shouldn't even be making the news.
Right. Right. This is just should just be expected, right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So, sticking with the vein of Marvel, Thunderbolt star David Harbour completes filming for the MCU movie Thunderbolts.
Okay, all right.
What do
What
you guys
about
think? You guys gonna watch it?
what about
I
everyone
know we're
else?
gonna watch it. So we're probably gonna talk about it, but are you guys looking forward to it? Is the question.
So is Red Hulk in it, and is that Harrison Ford? Is that confirmed?
I don't know if they've confirmed Harrison Ford in it, but we know he's in it. I everyone else's name escapes me, but it's gonna be that like the alternative.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I don't know how thrilled I am about any of it. You know, it's also like the who are the Avengers, right? Who are the
Right.
Avengers going forward? And they're announcing the cast, and you're like, yeah, okay, it's probably gonna be more like the young Avengers moving forward, and you need fresh face, and I get it. There's new generation watching this content at this point. Um, is it played out though?
I don't know. I mean, they might take it because I feel like we got like a jokier take on the team comedy when we got Guardians of the Galaxy. So,
Right.
what angle are they going from? Because David Harbour was
That's
playing like
definitely, but that's all of Marvel's kind of swayed that way. It's like
Yeah.
let's get more jokes. Let's get more
I mean,
jokes. Let's make this more family.
Ant Man was like the pinnacle of that. Like when you should have emotion, they're
Right.
cracking like terrible dick jokes.
Right. Well, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
but you can it's not just I mean, you can trace that kind of thing through so much of their content. I mean, for me it was that moment where Banner's in the thing with Thor, and he goes, if I turn into Hulk one more time, I think I'll never come back." And they set the stakes so high for that moment, and then he jumps off and he doesn't turn into Hulk. He goes splat on the thing, and he's not dead, but there was just no stakes, and the whole thing was just kind of thrown away for a joke, and then there was no repercussions. There's just never any repercussions is a problem. You look
Yeah.
at Thor: Love and Thunder, like this
Ugh.
thing should have had some real kind of. And don't even get me started on the Doctor Strange thing. I mean, talk
Ugh.
about just throwing all the
Doctor
stakes.
Strange, the biggest disappointment of the MCU is Doctor Strange.
Yeah, so there's a track record there with kind of like dropping the stakes ball.
Yeah. I mean, look, we're banking on Deadpool and Wolverine to come back and turn this bad boy around because we haven't had a really
I mean, kind
strong
of not really
story.
though. This is their swan song, and it's Deadpool. Deadpool is like the thing that can get away with anything, and it's their first time where Deadpool is even tied to the MCU. So who gives a rip? It's kind of like it's going to be a fun movie for fun movie's sake. Buckle up, enjoy the ride. None of it's going to matter at the end of the day. They're going to do whatever they want to do with diplomatic immunity. You know what I mean?
Like a lethal weapon.
Exactly.
All right. Hey, Rich, grab
So
your cousin's hand because you know where we're going now.
I don't. No.
We're going to the trailer park, baby.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So
What?
the
Grab my cousin's hands. Like what?
so in the trailer park, that's how they get down. I've heard on TV.
Oh,
So
boy.
did you guys watch the trailer for the Cape Crusader?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys get goosebumps like I did?
No,
Nah.
but it looked pretty good.
It looked all right.
So Chris is talking about the Batman content that's gonna be dropping on Amazon, and it looks good.
Is what I want to know.
Listen, it looks.
Look,
But
it's made by
there's something really sterile about the VO on it to me. Like it doesn't match the animation is gritty and noirish, and the voiceover sounds like very modern,
Mm,
almost blah.
mm.
See, I
It's
was
very
digging
blah.
it.
I'm
So
pretty sure you were.
so originally
It's like where was the to quote Jack, where is the texture in the voices? You
Where's
know,
the
I
texture?
mean, because the texture is all over the image,
yeah.
and they're showing you like 1930s looking Batman stuff, 1940s looking gothic Batman stuff, and it looks good. It looks like Batman the Animated Series meets an even classicer vibe, and it looks like it's gritty, dark content, and then the voice sounds kinda
Meh.
meh.
Uh,
To
look,
quote Rich, meh.
Look, we don't have Kevin Conroy. We have Bruce Timm. We have executive producer Matt Reeves involved in it.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be awesome. And it's it's a spiritual successor. Not I would say successor, but it's in the same vein as Batman the Animated Series. So
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks it.
give it to me, baby. I'm all about it. And I got goosebumps watching it. I don't know who hurt you that didn't allow you to feel what I
Listen,
felt.
I'm not saying I ain't gonna watch it. It is my content. I'm gonna watch
Chris
this thing.
watched it and was like,
I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna. I did. All right. Sticking with the trailer park, we have the one trailer for Rich, the show that only Rich watched, Hit Monkey.
"Oh, you didn't have to talk about it. I was just bringing it up for you guys so you can
Oh.
just watch the absolute greatness of Hitmonkey. I mean, it's John Wick in monkey form. What are we talking about?"
Rich, I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty dope. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna watch season 1 now, just so I can watch season 2.
Okay. You didn't watch it?
I am.
You weren't there for?
No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
No.
Trash.
Isn't it a Hulu show?
It's a Hulu show. That's right. You know what? No, we don't need you over here. Go away. Go watch your Batman. All right.
Look. So yeah. So Hitmonkey. Hulu did a couple Marvel shows, and MODOK had Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey. I think they had one other one, and I think it's the only one that survived that because MODOK didn't survive, right?
Nah, MODOK was an acquired taste. It had its moments, and other than that, it was just meh.
Yeah. So, but it looks dope. It does look like John Wick. He's running around with a ghost and just shooting stuff up and slicing people with swords. And I don't know. Look, it doesn't look boring. I'll tell you that. So it got me. You know my requirements. It just can't be boring. And
Yeah,
it
exactly.
can't be boring, and you can't hit your powers. And if you steer clear of those two things, it'll be okay in my book. So
Okay, all right.
yeah, and then
What else you got?
that is all I have. We talked about Hitbook. We talked about Superman's new suit. We talked about Ghostbusters. We talked about the loss of SpongeBob. That's all I have for the news, guys.
Listen, I got a couple things. All right. Listen, do you have Jack in the Box around y'all? We don't have one around us. Do you have
I
Jack?
don't think so.
No?
Do we? We might.
Of course, you have it in
no.
Texas.
Do we? I don't know, Jack.
Yes, Chris. Jack in the Box is like on every corner in Texas. What are you talking about?
Actually, I think I do have one around here.
Wow.
What's
you know
going
what?
on, Jack?
Here's a reason for you to go check it out. They're going to have Deadpool mini chimichangas in Jack in the Box. All right. Yeah.
No, I have to go Jack in the Box.
Now you got to go to Jack in the Box. I don't even know what a chimichanga is, but I wish there was one around here. Did we see Donald Duck as Wolverine?
Yes, the What If. Yep.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, and then also you got Mickey Mouse as Hawkeye. Excuse me, I'll blank on his name real quick.
I do have a Jack in the Box 10 minutes down the road.
10 minutes down the road. Look at you. You probably drive that thing.
Exactly
Drive past that thing every day.
Yeah, I probably do.
Man, we got
have a Jack in the Box.
You got Donald Duck. He's doing his Logan Wolverine Weapon X thing, and Mickey Mouse is mentoring him. I'm not sure. I got a few frames here. Let me show y'all. Just share my screen. Boom. Here it is.
Yo, look at that. Wolver Duck.
You got him here. Little Logan Duck Weapon X mode right there.
That's kind of cool.
And I don't know why he's just smashing things and not slicing them, but hey, whatever. Escapes the lab. And you got Mickey Mouse there. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
He's doing his thing out here.
Yep.
So we got that. What else do we have? Get rid of that.
It's funny that they put Mickey Mouse as Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the point of that was. But also rumors. These are rumors now. Robert Pattinson will show up as Batman. Is rumored to show up as Batman in the Penguin series. Yes.
Yeah, that's smart.
When nothing confirmed right now, but we got rumors and more rumors, and it's going to be the last of what I got to say. MCU rumor roundup plans for the Defenders. Russo wants to direct Avengers 5 and Spider-Man joining a new team. So they're including the possible identity, possibly bringing up the identity of the next Black Panther.
Yeah.
They're not holding back on Daredevil Born Again. They're still doing Avengers Secret Wars. They're still doing the Armor Wars. They're doing Moon Knight season 2, which is going to shift to New York, and a Midnight Sun is going to be coming sometime after that. They got Wonder Man, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff coming out. So,
Oh,
I'll-
another rumor that I heard that looks like it's gonna be true that Wesley Snipes is not just gonna cameo in Wolverine and Deadpool Wolverine. He's gonna have like a major role in it.
sick,
Yeah.
okay.
sick.
So, look. The more we hear, the doper this movie gets. So let's just we were hurt by Doctor Strange, so let's hopefully.
Yeah,
but
hopefully.
this is Deadpool. There's no stakes, so anything they do is good.
Yeah, it's true.
What was I going to say? Oh, the funny thing about Spider-Man, the last movie with him, Doctor Strange erases everyone's memory of his identity, right? That's actually not true. He only erases Earth's memory of him. If you go back and watch it, the spell he does is specific to Earth. So anyone who's off planet completely knows who he is. So like he was running around with Thor. He was running around with the Guardians at that time. So he interacted with a lot of the other Avenger characters, Marvel characters.
Okay. All right.
Let's see what happens.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Before we move on, let's see what the people got.
What do people got?
Desiree, etc. says Desiree gets so mad at me when I bring one home. It's hard to beat 99 cents. Talking about Hot Wheels, I agree. You might as well buy it. If you don't buy it, someone else will. So buy it. That's my advice. Alaska doesn't have Jack in the Box either, Rich. So we feel for you. Apparently, I have one 10 minutes away, so and I've never been there. So I don't know if you're missing much. And Captain America 4 has already hit a budget of $375 million because of all the reshoots. I did hear that also. I don't know.
Man.
Crazy.
What's the title for Captain America 4?
I don't know, like Negro something.
Wow.
Negro with wings.
Okay. And on that note, that was the news.
That was the news. All right, let's stop laughing now. Let's get serious. Stop messing around. Stop playing games, and let's get into this debate. I'm going to read you.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah.
I'm going to read you the debate question, exactly how it was dictated, exactly how it came up. So we found out that HBO.
Wait. Exactly how it was dictated, or exactly how you wrote it?
No, I didn't. No, Rich. This is based on true-ish events. Okay. HBO. We found out HBO's been watching. HBO is one of our tens of watchers.
All right.
And they obviously realize that I'm a debate genius, but some of your ideas are okay also. They want us to come up with a cross. They want us to come up with a crossover series of House of the Dragon with some other content. It could be a movie, comic, anime IP. What are you crossing over? What's the name and what's the plot?
Wait, I'm sorry. Just say that again. I was confused on this. What is your example of these crossovers?
Okay, so Superman shows up in Westeros.
Okay.
And it's Super House of Dragons. And he's punching a dragon in the face.
Oh, I mean, this really is going to be I don't know how this. Okay, cool. Sure. In fact, you know what? Since I asked the question, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
We're going to do House of Dragons, Westeros with solo leveling. Let me explain solo leveling for Chris. Solo leveling is a world where portals open up to other worlds, right? Like, something like House of Dragons. And also now magic is a thing. Okay. But the problem is my guy is too OP and he's going to wreck Westeros. Everybody getting destroyed. He's eating hot winged dragon wings. All right. garlic butter. That's it. That's pretty much going to be. That's going to be the whole story. Like he's just going to be
All
wrecking
right.
them.
Just
There's really
mollywopping
no plot
dragons.
to it.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. And what's the name of it?
I didn't even think of the name. Soloing Restauros. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like a porn title.
It does sound like a very specific genre,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
cool.
We'll rock with it though.
But that's what you're down with. Okay. All right.
I don't know about that.
I'll go. Since Jack has an idea that Jack says in the beginning before we start that his idea is he's gonna win.
Oh, I'm gonna win.
There's only one crossover that makes sense, and that's Witcher, baby. You cross this series is gonna take place at the end of season 2 of House of Dragons. One of the houses when someone takes over, say it's Rhaenyra that takes over, then all of a sudden something's killing the dragons. Now they're not.
There's only like 5 dragons.
Right. There's not that many dragons, and they know where all the dragons are. So it's like
one dragon dies. Rich is a dead dragon, and now the power balance is threatened, and they realize there are these monsters that are killing the dragons. So who's going to stop the monsters? What do they need to stop the monsters? Oh, Witcher. And who's the best Witcher? Henry Cavill.
So the monsters are only killing the dragons.
Yeah.
And leaving everybody else alone.
No, people, there's tons of collateral. Don't worry, Rich. A lot of children, a lot of women, a lot of innocents are getting killed.
Wow, that was very specific. But that wasn't my concern. My thing is
that enough children weren't getting murdered in this story.
So they only started caring about the killings once the dragon dies.
Of course, because it changes the power dynamic. Because now they're not the most powerful anymore.
All right, I win. As a matter of fact, ETC's is way better than yours too. He says Highlander meets Westeros.
No, he says Homelander. Can y'all read Homelander?
Oh, you said Homelander? Sorry, I'm sick. Homelander. Highlander might actually be interesting though.
The Highlander would kind of be interesting because he can't die. He keeps getting eaten and coming back.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he can die. You take his head off. All right, here's mine. Sticking with HBO, I would take something like Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, or on the other extreme, like InfoWars, or like the Weekend Update. And I would do that with
making the dragons gay. They're putting
no, exactly, right? So like SNL, right? The Weekend Update. So it'd be like the Westeros Weekend Update, and it'd be a 30-minute comedy news segment about everything that's happening in Westeros.
Okay.
Come on, this would be funny.
You know what? In theory, it would be funny, but every time they tried to do a stuff, remember they tried to do that superhero show where it was from like the people's point of view, where people would be like in an office building, their office building would get trashed, and they'd be like, "Oh no!"
Oh, the superhero show, yeah, it was
and it just failed.
Yeah,
it did. Yes.
It failed because it didn't have good cameos.
Yeah.
You
need like good superhero cameos. Like there's a lot of funny things you can do in that. Like you're lounging at a pool in a pool party, and Superman flies by as you're diving, and then the whole pool is just ice. Damn it, Superman! There's all kinds of funny things you can do with that content. It just wasn't executed very well.
It wasn't executed well.
But I'm talking about doing like a news segment show, like a Weekend Update news segment show. Like this happened in Westeros today. So, like how do you spin all this funny stuff? Because it's already so political. And all these weekend shows. Like
all right, I'm gonna spitball some things. So I need to wrap my mind around this. So it wouldn't be an actual news. It would be like two guys in Times Square or in the town square, kind of just talking to the people about what happened this week.
Yeah, exactly. But they'd be given they'd be like the newscasters, whether they're in the square or at their desk or something. They'd be talking about how, the kid's head was cut off and all the spoiler.
They'll be talking about how we're giving 10% of our flocks to the dragons. And
exactly. They'd be talking about all that. They'd be giving all the blurbs, but they'd be doing it in a kind of sketch comedy news update, news review, weekly review thing.
Listen, it would have to be a half hour.
Solo
It could,
leveling,
and it
Dragon
could
Hot
follow,
Wings is
and it
where
could
it's at.
follow. Listen, man, instead of like, you know how they were doing like the inside the Game of Thrones
Yeah,
the day after, it would be this, but it would be a comedy based off of what you just seen that week.
that would actually be pretty funny, Jack. I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
telling you, this would hit. It had like as many viewers as we have.
I,
Tens of viewers.
probably, yes, I'll agree with that.
Probably. I agree, HBO. HBO, get at us. Let us know which idea you like the best. I know you're watching. And yeah, I appreciate your love for my ideas.
What?
Let's see what the people have to say. Etc. said Homelander and Westeros. Jack brought that up. Dragons of Deadpool.
Nice.
You
All
know.
right.
Punisher meets The Sopranos. That would be pretty awesome.
Hey, I feel like
Well, that's kind of what this Penguin is looking like.
that's exactly what it's looking like. Desiree says, etc. You have expensive hobbies.
Get in
The women
line.
know because they buy a lot of stuff. And then Blades Twilight or Blades True Blood.
Blade Twilight would be hysterical.
Hysterical, where everyone just be all moody and like looking out into the darkness, and Blade just comes in and just
chopping
ratchets
their
up the
heads
violence. Just chops people's heads off and just killing everyone they're all full of teenage angst. Blade just starts murdering everybody. Oh, I'd watch that. All right. Should we get to our main event?
Yeah, let's get to the reason why we're here.
Let's get to that.
Reason why are we here?
Well, that's a good question, actually.
You know why we're here, Jack? We're here
I
for
do.
House of the Dragon. So I'll tell you guys this. We know. There's a new episode on in a couple hours. We know. But we're live right now. So to the tens of people watching us, you know, we're only talking about episode 1 and 2. Episode 3 can come in probably when we talk about the season finale, when we wrap it all together. So we're talking about episodes, first 2 episodes, Son for a Son and Rhaenyra the Cruel. What's his name? Rhaenyra, say it right? Rhaenyra the Cruel.
Rhaenyra. Yeah.
Spoiler free. What are you guys thinking?
Man, sorry so far. It's a Game of Thrones.
It's you know, if I'm being honest, I love Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And loving something so much, watching something that feels very carbon copyist, like even the archetypical characters are the same exact characters from Game of Thrones. So it doesn't feel original in that regard. It feels very regurgitated to me on some levels. But it's
Gotcha.
still my content. Like I enjoy the content. I enjoy the acting of it. I enjoy the storytelling values of it. I guess what's my non-spoiler take on it? Yeah, it's Game of Thrones. There you go. Sorry, I'm a little low energy right now. I'm a little under the weather. I can feel myself like dipping here a bit here. I was mad. I enjoy it.
What about you, Rich?
I thought so far I'm enjoying it. There's nothing really like spectacular in my opinion, but it's still a solid watch, solid couple of episodes.
Yeah,
So
and like I got questions about it. This is 100 years. It's 100 years in the past. 200 years in the past.
200 years prior to Game of Thrones. Yeah.
So we're kind of in the same kind of scenario as we're seeing a lot of the Star Wars content where you're like, you're doing a prequel. So just how crazy can you get things? You know, just how crazy can you take the world? And what was cool about Game of Thrones is it was really a global event.
right.
Whereas this is far more, you know, it's a little more localized. So
Well, I mean, they have source material for this, so it's not like they're just making a new story up and trying not to break the stories that came before it. So you just got to retell that source material, which we all know things change when you start shooting your own stuff. And Yeah. I mean, we all know the end result of what's going to happen here, but it's just watching how it happens.
Yeah. Oh god,
Right.
no. I like it. It's funny because I think you said the same thing too. I watched it and I forgot like 90% of what happened in the first season. I was like, "Who is that? What? Who is that?"
Yeah,
Even now,
the recap was pretty cool.
yeah, recap
I was
was
like, I
good. And I was
watched this.
yeah, oh shoot, I should. But I'm digging it. I think it's cool that we used the first season to get up to speed, and now there's no excuse for
Right.
stupid time jumps.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
which put I want this on the record is Lawrence's favorite plot device. So if
Oh, he
you're a
loves it.
director or a writer and you're looking for an actor to be in it, Lawrence loves that as a time jump as a plot device. So think
Right.
about him if you have that kind of opportunity. So yeah, but now but now we're in this content, but now we're in it. Like we have to be live because we're on the cusp of war between who's the right king? Is it Is Rhaenyra the proper queen, or is Aegon the proper king? And that's
Yeah.
kind of how we open up. So we end season 1 with Lucerys's death. So Lucerys is what's her name? Queen Renee. What's her name again? Rhaenyra.
Easy there.
Yeah. What's her name?
Queen.
What's her name? Whatever her name is. Queen Rhaenyra, right? Am I saying it right?
Maybe.
Maybe. You should have watched this content, Rich. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It almost sounded like he was going to say Queen Renegro. Like, wait, what?
You know me too well.
Wow.
So we end season 1 with her son getting eaten as he goes to Aemon, who's the nephew.
It's violent too.
Yeah, his bigger dragon takes it and kills the son. So now we open up, and it's the wake of his death. Jace, he's at the wall trying to gain followers for his side and for his mother. He finds out his brother dies, and Rhaenyra goes out because she doesn't believe it until she sees it. And we get a dope shot of her landing on like a beach with her dragon. And then she comes out and she finds a dragon. Like someone caught a dragon wing, and she finds the cloak of her son. And then you see her like in pain, and you see the dragon just like roar.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So, yeah, it's pretty dope. What else happens is that now I've watched them back to back, so I get them blurred. Is the crazy murders in episode 1, right?
The kid?
No, it's episode 2.
So we're in the spoiler territory here.
Oh, we've been this. Yeah, I'm spoiling this joint for everybody.
All right. Yeah, the kid. Because what's the name of the episode 1?
Yeah, episode 1 is a son for a son. So it's episode 1, episode 2. Yeah, episode 2 opens up with the response to episode 1.
Oh, yes. Correct.
So Matt Smith's character, who's Queen Rhaenyra's uncle and her lover and her.
Did you say he's creaming Eris's uncle?
No, Queen Rhaenyra's uncle.
He's jumbling these words together like these episodes.
Way different, man.
Oh man,
like, who's he doing what to what?
Well, he is because.
Okay, that's pseudo true too.
It's not George. Look, did George R.R. Martin really have to include so much incest in these stories? Was it that prevalent where he's like,
he did.
I need to make this, or is it just something that he's just down with?
Well, I think and I could be wrong. I read somewhere within the royal families, incest is a thing to kind of keep the royalty within the bloodline. Literally.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Right.
There's a new Netflix. Is it Netflix? There's a new. I think it's a Netflix show that's about to drop, and it's about a guy who fathered 1,000 kids. Yeah, and he's still alive.
Yep.
Like, who is this guy?
He did that through like a sperm bank, right?
I don't know how you reach 1,000 people.
Oh, that's what you're talking about? Yeah, that's good.
You would like a sperm bank should cut someone off after a certain amount of donations, don't you think?
He went back with like a fake mustache. Hello, I like to donate this sperm.
But listen,
What we do?
there's a shortage of they need donors in sperm banks. Like they're absolutely they need them, and especially now with this whole freeze your eggs type of thing. Oh, they definitely need them donors, no matter who they are. So be wary of the person that you're getting your sperm from, because it might not be the doctor that they're claiming it to be.
Right. Oh shoot.
Or it might be his 1000th donation.
Right. It might be. All right. So the queen returns. The queen returns. She has a meeting of her small council and says, "Get me Aemon," and that's
Right.
her directive. She doesn't say anything else. Get me Aemon. You can tell she's still distraught. Blah blah blah. So the uncle is like, "All right, I got you," and he meets up with this chick he used to bang out, who's a prostitute, who's the white
Whoa.
worm. Which is true.
Okay, yeah, keep it pushing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the right word. I mean,
So she's been dealing information back and forth between both sides. So she gets caught when she gets back to when she gets back to Rhaenyra's side. They're like, he locks her up. He's like, yo, treat her like a traitor to the crown. Then he goes back to her and is like, look, I need you to help me out. And she's like, I got nothing for you because obviously you don't love me anymore. She's like, well, I can give you your freedom. Just tell me what to do. And then she doesn't directly tell him, but then he sneaks into King's Landing.
She gives him 2 names.
Yeah, she gives him 2 names. So the rat catcher, which they've been kind of alluding to about the rats, and the other guard. They tell him like, yo, I need you guys to catch this dude, and that's it. So they get there. They get the queen at knife point, and then they're like, "Let's grab one. Which one's the son?" And you just hear.
Oh yeah, it's pretty gross.
They chop the kid's head off. The kid is like 4 years old. So, yeah,
House of the Dragons.
House of the Dragon, baby, we dragging it. So they're doing it. So everyone goes buck. King Aemon goes crazy. He's like, "How can this happen? Blah blah blah. This is my house. Where were you?" He goes to the queen, his mother. He goes to the what you would call it, dude that's banging out his mom's. Like, where were you? He's like, nah, I was a bed. I was a bed, Your Grace. A bed. He was in bed. He was banging out his mom, but that's why he wasn't around.
So isn't that his dad too? Actually,
no.
It is.
No, I thought the king was the dead king was his dad. Because he wouldn't be so Aryan Nation if that was his dad. Because that was a problem with Rhaenyra's first kids, is that she was banging out the other dude, and she didn't have the Aryan Nation kids.
All right, real quick, hold on, real quick. The king is Aegon, excuse me.
Aegon, right? Aegon's the king. Yes.
Yeah, Aemon is his brother, the crazy.
He's the brother. He's the one that's missing the eye and has the scar. Right.
Yeah.
And so
he's the one that killed Rhaenyra's.
So Matt Smith sends him to go get the guy with no eye.
Correct.
And the rat catcher goes, well, what if we can't find him? And then they cut out of that scene. But what we later kind of infer is that he had said, any son of royal blood, just take him out if you can't find the dude.
Yeah.
And so that's what they do. They just take the first male heir to the throne they come across at that point and cut his head off.
And these jerks get caught.
Well, one of the jerks get caught.
One get caught.
And he gets caught with the head in a bag.
Yeah.
Yep. Trying to get out.
Excuse me. Talk about really getting caught. And then he didn't even take 3 seconds to just he just starts divulging all the information. He's like, you got a pen and paper? Let me tell you everything.
Yep.
And he does. I mean, he just gives it all. But he goes, and he squeals on the rat catcher, but he goes, I don't really know what his name is, but he's a rat catcher, and I don't really know where he lives. And so what does the king do? This impulsive king?
All the rat catchers.
All of them. And there's it's a big town with a lot of rats. So there's 50 rat catchers, and he hangs them all on the city walls.
And then we cut to people crying and hysterical because justifiably so, their loved ones have been murdered brutally because the king. So then the high tower.
I will say he did get the guy too.
He did get him. True, he did
And
get him.
and that guy was a pile of turds, man. He literally he kicks a dog in this episode. He like kicks his dog because he's upset at some moment. And he like this guy deserved to be hung. And so do all the rat catchers deserve to be hung just to hang this rat catcher? That may be a bit extreme, but the dog was sad.
The dog was sad, but you're a medieval rat catcher. I don't know. I don't know where your values lie. To be honest with you, Jack.
Yo, you gotta be like one of the most important things in the city.
Yeah.
City overrun by rats? What are you talking about?
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know
And
if
now
they value
ain't
that.
nobody gonna want that job now. They're like, yeah, king is hanging.
That's true. Like, nah, what happened last time? I don't know, bro.
I'll go back to the
That's
trees.
that city's going down with some type of disease.
Yep.
Yeah, if
Bubonic plague, here we
this
go.
doesn't have repercussions that a city like that in a time period like that doesn't have people keeping the rat population under control.
It's gonna have to, because remember in the very beginning of this episode when Aegon goes to Aegon at the very beginning, we skipped over, but the very beginning of the episode, Aegon goes into his wife's room. Is like, "Where's my son? I want to bring him to the. He has to learn about king stuff." And then she goes
Right.
on about the rats. It was kind of like he made it almost seem like she was going crazy, like he ignored her, like,
That's
but
right.
she's kind of foreshadowing that the rats are going to be a big problem. And now with Aegon being so heavy-handed on his punishment by killing all the rat catchers,
All of them.
now we know.
And
Like, I
then-
think it's like foreshadowing,
Yeah, and then that leads to a really big moment with the hand of the king.
right? So Otto Hightower starts yelling at him. Now, you forget that this is his grandson that he's yelling at. So he's not just some dude that's yelling at the king. He's yelling at his, like, from a grandfather to a grandson. So he's yelling at him like, you're losing the will of the people by doing what you're doing. This is not what we had Rhaenyra in a position where we were winning the hearts and minds and stuff like that, and now we're not because of this.
Well, what Otto had
barbary.
what Otto had pushed after the son lost his head, they stitched the head back onto the body, and they paraded the poor kid to the dragon's pit where they set him on fire, and they had the mom in the cart behind them to show the grieving mother to the town so they could rally the support of the nation for this war that's about to ensue. But then the king subsequently, literally the next evening, hangs all the rat catchers. So you have everyone who was in support of the family who just lost their child is now hating the king who just killed people from their families.
Right.
Right. And so the grandpa comes in there, Otto comes in, he's irate, and he's not holding it. He's not pulling any punches back. He's just really laying into the kid.
So he's running his mouth, and eventually he says, "You know what? You've been hand to how many kings? Not anymore. I need something different. I'm not my father." And he's also getting this from the other dude who's squawking in his ear, the dude with the gangster limp. I forgot his name, but he's
Gangster limp.
yeah, gangster limp McGee over here is squawking in his ear, which most likely he'll become the new hand to the king. And then
well, he has the knight become the hand. He goes, give it to this guy.
Oh, that's right.
Because there's this crazy. The best scene in the 2 episodes is about to come up. The knight who's stripping the other queen is telling the king that, hey man, I came up with this plot to take the twin brother who his twin brother is with the other queen. I'm gonna send him to the other queen pretending to be his twin brother, and I'm gonna have him kill the queen.
Right.
It should work. And so the irate young kind of like manic king is like, cool, let's do it. And this is another thing that really upsets Otto. He's like, like there's no way this is going to work out. This ruse you think, but it actually pretty much does work out, and it would have totally worked out
if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
No, if it wasn't for the queen being
what?
If it wasn't for the queen being such an upstanding person, right? Because what happens is Matt Smith's character tells this woman who was, a prostitute, and he really just manipulating her on one level, on several levels. He tells her, give me the information, I'll give you your freedom. She gives him the information. He uses the information to go have the kid's head cut off. And then he disappears because Rhaenyra or whatever her name starts with an RY.
Right.
She finds out that Matt Smith's character was responsible for this kid, and she wants nothing to do with it because she's in mourning for her kid who just died. So she didn't want to
Right.
propagate kids getting killed. And so she basically cuts him loose. So he gets on his dragon and tears off. She goes to the lady of the streets and has words with her and keeps her locked up. But eventually she decides to honor Matt's agreement with her, and she goes back to her and says, listen, I'm gonna cut you loose, you're free, get on that boat, get out of here, I see you again, game over. So as that lady's headed to the boat, she just sees the person who she was literally just released by, who is the twin brother of the twin brother, who's now coming up the hill, and she's like Spider-Man senses and sees this dude, and she's like, something's not right.
Did I just see this dude around the corner?
Yeah, well, literally, this guy was in the chamber with the queen doing all her duties. He's literally the guy who was with me when I collected my bags and was let out of the castle. So how the hell is he walking up the hill? And why does he look suspicious walking up the hill? So she is being escorted to the boat and tells the guy who's escorting her, hang on, I got to go back to the castle. She runs back to the castle, right? And then you got probably what I thought was the best scene in the whole thing.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. So yeah, now we're deep in episode 2. We're actually towards the end of episode 2. And Eric kicks open the door, waving the 4-4. And he's just like, tries, brother. Then they meet each other and they're both dressed the same. It's like,
yeah, they look the same.
They start fighting. Rhaenyra's is dodging, sword slashes left and right.
And you really have no idea who's who at some point.
Don't.
Yeah, because they look identical. And
yeah,
they go through the scene, they end up fighting, and then, which we can only assume that the brother on their side kills his brother, which is a painful thing in itself. He has to kill his own brother. And then he comes to the realization, they may not believe that I'm the right guy. So he does what he thought was right and falls on his sword.
Dude, and the queen is sitting here going, no! And we're sitting here going, the stakes. No. Now here you go. We're talking great stakes and good content executed in a way like so like this is where Game of Thrones, this is where House of Dragons really does things right. And it's the Red Wedding kind of stuff. You're sitting here watching characters be heroic and being put in unbelievable situations where we're not even mad at the guy who went to go murk the queen because he was put in such a horrific position in the first place to have to go do it.
Right.
And then and then it looks like he's gonna make it, and by all intents and purposes, he should have made it. But then his brother comes in, and you have, oh my gosh, man, this moment was so good. And I denounce anything I said at the top of the show about whether or not I'm digging this content, because this moment is definitely bringing me back to episode 3.
Well, you know why? Because it does what Game of Thrones does best. Nobody is safe. Nobody's safe.
But the stakes, man, you really care about these characters too.
Well, no, that's too bad.
You know, I might be biased.
Too bad.
Too bad. Chris goes too bad. There's something about brother content that always kind of affects me, man. I'm real tight with my brothers and my sisters, my family, and so, you know, there's something about seeing that. You know, I've had fights with my brothers where it's ugly when you fight with your family because, you know, I think somewhere subconsciously, you know, they're gonna forgive you, and so we have a tendency as people to unleash the ugliness that's in us on people we're closest to because we know that love is there. But this scene goes ugly, and there's that moment where the brother's like literally in the death grips, and he's yelling at him that he's the reason this happened.
Yeah,
like, you're the cause of this. And I'm sitting here going, oh, dude.
You know what? It's funny because Sir Christian, when he asked him to do that, he questioned his loyalty, and the guy made a comment. He's like, you know, we swore loyalty to the royal family, right. So neither of them are really traitors because they both the
family split.
The family split. They both, one went with one part of the family, one went with the other part of the family. So
and it was random too. He kind of talks about that. He's like, they both kind of were like, I would have went with the other one if I was just there. I just happened to be on that path, and this is the one I was with. It wasn't so specifically intentional that it's like they chose the north or the south. You know, they just
Right.
happened to be with that person. That's the way the path was going. And you're right; they're both the crown at that point, and so they were both right. Yeah.
That's it.
This
So
end right here, the end of episode 2 is where I was like, yeah, this is really cooking right now.
yeah, and then let's see what happens for tonight. You know, after we're done with this, we'll see how it pans out and goes and see where it goes from here. Because what we know is we're on the brink of war. And that I want to see how long they're able to hold off war, because now Team Black lost a son, and now Team Green lost a son. So now it's like eye for an eye. Now now Aegon's screaming for blood.
And they're both justified. They're both like
we got to see some kind of escalation, like really, really, really soon. If it's not this episode, there's definitely episode 4. Because
I'm kind of less interested in the whole House of Dragons politics, though. I think that's the thing about the content. It's like the content's good, the stakes are high, the acting's good. I love the world, the texture's great, all that stuff's good, good, good. Check, check, check. But I miss the rest of the world right now.
Yeah.
And that's what was. You know what Game of Thrones had that this doesn't have? It's mystery.
Line? Oh yeah, true.
No, it's mystery. Like when Game of Thrones started.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Chris?
Like a B story.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something wild. Okay, never mind.
No,
Keep
no,
going.
What do you think I said? No,
it sounded like bestiality. I was like, wait a minute.
No, man.
What?
Yeah, so like you could also mix House of Dragons with like Love is Blind. It'd be like Dragon Love is Blind, right? So, but I'm missing the rest of the world. I think that's why the content isn't as monumental, because Game of Thrones, you're fans of the Starks, you're fans of the Lannisters, you're fans of, but they're all horrible people, but they're all great characters to get involved in all the houses, man. And this is kind of not that, you know.
Well, Game of Thrones, we started off with this, with the Song of Fire and Ice, with the King tells, and we know that there's this huge, like, supernatural thing gonna happen.
Yeah,
and under that, we have Khaleesi's storyline too, where she's building her own army.
Right.
So, and I think that's kind of where we don't have a B plot in House of Dragon.
But they did touch on it a little bit when the eldest son of Rhaenyra, he went to the wall,
and they said winter is coming.
Yeah, he said winter's coming, and one of the Night's Watchmen was explaining what the wall was and everything like that, what it protects them against, and he explained how one of the dragons came of the king came and then rested on the wall and refused to go past the wall.
Right.
So, yeah.
And we get the Valyrian steel, like all the elements of the world are there. It's just kind of playing out different.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm here for it. I like it. But I see you're right. They should have gotten some other kind of like mystery or some other legend or folklore that they should have developed within this that we can look forward to developing and kind of understand how it develops and tie it into Game of Thrones at the end. But really, they're only talking about the big end battle from season 8, and it's like, okay, we know how that's going to pan out.
Right. Well, and we know that. Well, we don't know that there wasn't a White Walker attack 200 years earlier.
Right.
200 years is enough time to have a few generations lost. But but you'd also think 200 years isn't so far in the past that there wouldn't be better documentation about it. Like, what was going on in the Victorian period, in the 1800s here.
Right.
And we got a pretty good sense of that, We got a pretty good sense of what was going on in the 1600s,
Right. That's true.
Yeah. So then you go, are they going to try to? So I don't know the books. Desiree was talking about she's reading the books, so she might be a better source of do the books go there in this prequel series? Like, do we get White Walkers and the Giants and stuff like that? And I guess the other question is, do we even want that in this content?
Yes, yes, yes. I want supernatural content. I like Game of Thrones. I know we got the dragons, but I like Game of Thrones when there's that air of we can't really trust what's going on. We don't really understand what's going on, and there's something that's bigger than people out there that can affect the storyline. I want magic. I want all of that stuff. Give it to me.
Right, because at what point does the dragons just not still be enough?
Right now.
Right.
Right now.
He goes right now. But listen, this is what's unfair about content today. We want, as consumers, we want more, right? We want more. We want more. I want to be wowed. I want to constantly be wowed. Wow me. And our attention spans are so low usually. And I think it's an uphill battle because Game of Thrones was home run. There was some lame season moments in there. Jon Snow dying and literally coming back to the next episode was a little lame
for no reason. There was nothing to that. Like
there was nothing to that. Like there was some lame stuff. The battle where you really couldn't see anything, and they blamed all the viewers' TVs and not their choice.
That was a mess.
Like there was a handful of things with the Game of Thrones content that was like, come on. But all in all, that stuff was like, that was crack TV. That was like 24 level Jack Bauer. What's happening? Crack cocaine TV.
Yeah, and like everyone was talking about it. Come Monday when you go to work, everyone's talking about Game of Thrones.
Everybody, yeah. And I don't get that sense with this, but it's hard when you have something that's as successful as that. It's always going to be compared to that thing.
Well, it's not hard to compare. It's the same world. Like it's the same. It's a prequel series to what we all fell in love with that ended so abruptly and rushed because these guys thought they were new Star Wars. That's what it is. I mean, Game of Thrones. Like I almost would have felt better if they were like, you know what, we're gonna nix season 8 and pick it up at season 7 and continue. Like what we call Game of Thrones, like alternate reality. I don't care what they would have called it. But if they would have nixed that and just kept Game of Thrones going, I would have been fine with that. But we got this rushed like finale, not because the ratings fell off or because it was getting drawn out, was because the showrunners wanted out. And I don't see the same longevity in House of the Dragon as I do in Game of, unless they do something completely different where
you can't. It's just you can't. You're not gonna have the same longevity because even if the whole content only spans a 10-year time period, that it's I mean in content form is like, the next 10 years of the characters' lives or something like that. We still know that the story has a finite thing.
Right.
It's going to have to resolve itself, and it can't. And the resolution of this can't be so monumental that the entire world has amnesia of the events.
Right. It's tough. So, all right. Well, let's see how it plays out. I know think we're all here for episode 3 in a little while for all of us, and see how it goes. I'm sure we'll revisit this as a group once the season's over and see what we think. Let me go through some of the comments that we missed. No, except season 8. Nobody loves season 8, Jack. Yeah, it's true. Corey says, "Wake up." That's because Jack doesn't feel good, but there's no rest for the weary. Desiree says, "I like the book is way better. I do like the show so far. They made the show halfway through the book, so you don't get the full story from the beginning of a different level called, what is it called, Ernie?" And that's her referencing, etc., using his legal name. The show starts off halfway through the book. It doesn't talk about the first areas before they got to this part that we're watching the book. But she says she still likes the show, even though she's reading the book. Etc. says episode 2 shows us the medieval version of Planned Parenthood. Damn.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
The guy with the limp is like a form of Joseph Goebbels, who was Hitler's chief of propaganda, Nazi
Yeah.
party. Yeah, he's pulling strings. Yeah, I can see that. That's a pretty good analogy. You guys need to read the book. Read the book Fire and Blood, which is the book that House of Dragon is based on.
I'm gonna pick it up.
I might do it on Audible.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I got a 14-hour zombie series that I gotta go through first, and this will be the next thing I pick up if it's on there. Hopefully, it's on there. Actually, I'm gonna check right now.
I'm sure it is.
Sure it is.
Desiree says they're all connected. The House of Dragons only pinpoint the Targaryens, so it tells you only a little bit of the history.
Right.
And then, hey, Field Marshal
in the house.
Yeah, he's in
What's
the house.
going on?
And
What up? What up?
All right. So, I think that's it for us, guys. You have anything else?
Recommendations?
Sure, I hit you with some recommendations.
I don't have a sound for that.
Recommendations.
So, if you guys have watched Game of Thrones and you're up to date on House of Dragon, but you still want some of you want that texture, that medieval texture, here are some shows you can hit up. Witcher, we'll give that to you. It's just
Yeah,
monsters.
to a certain point. Yeah,
It looks beautiful, but it creates the biggest sin. Here you go, Rings of Power. You can watch it.
That's coming back for season 2.
It is, and oof, man.
Wheel of Time. Did you guys watch that on Prime?
I tried to get through
No,
that.
that's another really good book series, actually, though. The Wheel of Time book.
I got through the first couple episodes and I forgot about it. But I'm gonna get back into it. But they have like these ogres or like. I'm gonna get back. I watched some of it. I'm gonna get back in it.
You're not getting back into it, just like I'm not getting back into it. I watched a couple episodes and I forgot all about it. Like it's too boring at times. It's just like it drags at times. I'm just like, I forgot about it. Like,
that's true. That's true. You know what's good? That's similar but adjacent. That's the HBO show, which is Rome. If you've never watched Rome, it's not. You're not gonna get dragons. You're not gonna get magic and stuff like that. But you're gonna get like ancient civilizations, making choices and stuff like that, and it's dope. So, and along that same thing, Spartacus. Spartacus was freaking dope. Again,
they're coming out with another Spartacus.
Are they? I love Spartacus.
Yeah. And there's something that's also similar to Spartacus that's coming out, or it's already. I think that actually might be Rome. No, it's something else. But yeah, there's also a Spartacus adjacent series that's coming out as well.
He died from breast cancer, actually. Fun fact, not a fun fact, but a sad fact, is that 1 of 3 breast cancer cases is men. So
yeah, I had a supervisor. He had it, and yeah, it was pretty wild. It was wild watching him go through chemo because he still came to work, and man, it was. He was chilling at the table at the desk, and he kind of just did this. He had a beard, and everything was like coming off, and he just went to the car, got some clippers, just shaved his head in the bathroom.
Wow,
it was wild. Huh? Last time I talked to him, he doesn't work for the company anymore. But last time I talked to him, he was still kicking. He's pretty old guy. He was like in his 70s. He should be in his 70s now. Cool guy.
Good. Yeah, we hope the best for him. But yeah, because we bring that up because the what's his name? I forgot the gentleman's name who was playing Spartacus, but he died of breast cancer during filming, right at the end of filming. So yeah, so everyone, you just be mindful of your health. Everyone, get yourself checked out. Take care of yourself. That's all. That's my words of wisdom and my recommendations. That's all I got for you, mongrels.
Wow.
Mongrels.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Did I miss the podcast? Field Marshal, you came in late, but we're here for you, brother. Don't worry about it.
You can start it back over, though.
You can.
Yes, you can. And a good book you guys should read is The Chronicles of Nick. Supposedly going to get turned into a TV series.
Chronicles of Nick.
Huh. I'll check it out. Cool. All right, guys. That's all I got. Hey, Sebastian, you have anything for us? You going to show anything before we go?
He said, what?
Well, he tells everyone at school he's a YouTuber. You can't be a YouTuber if you don't show up on YouTube. So,
Let's see. I
She said,
have. What's all
"What?"
that jiggling?
Yeah, that's the dog.
Uh,
The dog running over here. Hurry up! We're almost done. We're leaving.
soul-sucking demons. They're controlled by ruthless
What are you
goddess.
showing? All
You know
right.
what a crazy movie that I watched when I was young? Life Force, and it terrified me.
Life Force?
Life Force, yes. What's up? What's up, Sebastian? What you got?
What you got? What are you showing today?
So, there's toys that we made and I painted.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Got Rocksteady right there.
Yo, you
Okay,
painted
look at
that?
that.
Yeah, I painted that.
It's
Yeah.
great.
That's praise from Caesar. They should see what Jack can
Well,
do.
I'll put you on the big screen right here. All
Nice.
right.
Yo,
Very cool. Very cool.
Then I have one more Pokemon. Then I have this Pokemon card I painted.
Oh,
You painted a
so we
Pokemon
printed-
card too.
No, we printed a Pokemon card
Okay.
Print.
and then he painted it.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Then I got a couple more, but that's a Star Wars.
Okay.
Right? That's on brand for us.
Here we go.
nice.
Very nice. Bless you.
Let's
Thank you.
All right. Just wipe it on your dad. There you
Hold
go.
it up. There you go. Nice Millennium Falcon.
Nice, nice.
Then I got two of the same ships, but I painted them differently.
The Star Destroyer.
I realized that's too light paint and I accidentally add blue.
It looks
Uh-huh.
good though.
I
That
added
look
too
good.
light paint. Then I made this Star Destroyer.
That looks cool.
Hey,
with the red.
that looks, yeah.
Very like
It's actually silver. It just looks like black because I used the dark gray.
very cool.
Okay.
Good.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for showing. Good stuff. And last comments we got is Chris, you're right. The show Rome, it was incredible. Yes, I totally agree. And there's a fun fact about the executives of HBO regret not having the show longer. The reason being they didn't think it was going to be a big hit like it turned out to be. It was awesome. All right, guys. Well,
Check it out.
thank you for joining us. We're three brothers in Shot of Milk, and we're happy to have you here every Sunday. Same bat time.
Same bat channel.
So
Let's go.